Let's see here. Hello. Testing 1, 2. Let me know if you guys can hear me in chat. Okay, you can hear me? Good, good. And let me check my gain. Hold on. I'm checking something really fast. Okay, awesome. Very good. Glad you guys can hear me. Okay, everything should be good. I'm gonna turn the knob a little more for gain because I've had people saying that I sound quiet on more than one video. So hopefully that's not too loud. If it ever sounds like the quality's not the best or anything, just let me know. Or if you hear an echo or anything. But seems like it's okay on my side. Oh, a little distortion? Okay, let me adjust. Let's see. Turning. Okay. Maybe about there. Does that sound better? Okay, hold on. It's picking up on breathing pretty easily, huh? Okay. But why is it not playing in my ear like it should be? Hold on. Oh, I bet you I know why. Hold on, let me test something. Okay, so my microphone's working fine. I just need to adjust my headset. 1 second, guys. Okay. 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 Ah. There we go. Okay. Turn this down a little bit. All right. Does everyone still hear distortion? Oh, yeah, I can hear it too. That's what happens when you're running from one place to another, having to do your computer setup all over again. Okay. Okay. Shoot. All right, let's turn this down a lot. Does it still... I'm getting double audio. Why am I getting double audio? No distortion? No double audio? if it's all good, let me know and we'll move on. I'm just hearing an echo on my side, so I don't know if you guys are hearing an echo or not. It's nice? Okay. No echo. Very good. Okay, let's move on then. And I will figure out why my headphones have an echo later. Okay. So, it's been a rough week. There's been a lot of rough weeks over the last 2.5 years, but especially for a lot of us here among different pro-Ukraine communities on YouTube, it's been a particularly rough week. We're still doing our fundraiser here, so we have that active for the 110th Mechanized Brigade. So if anyone wants to donate to that, then of course, as usual, please, we do welcome it, and it's all appreciated. But today, instead of really the news, I wanted to focus a bit more on, let me go ahead and, let me just update this so I don't have this annoying echo in my ears anymore. Okay, there we go. Oh, is there a lot of breathing? Oh, is the breathing coming up heavy? I have no idea. I see plus plus, so I know that you guys are getting audio, but I'm not getting a detailed response, so I don't know if you guys have an echo or if you guys are hearing a lot of extra breathing more than usual. Let me know in chat, but in the meantime, we're just going to continue on with the stream. But yeah, welcome everybody. Aussie T, Anna, KKSGG, UTV and Ham, K Hansen, Bell Ogilvy, or Bell Cowart. Who else? Welcome everybody. So yeah, not hearing a whole lot of breathing. Okay, good. All right, so, yeah. Unfortunately, as many of you are are aware by now, Peter Fuchs, known by pretty much all of us as Pete, unfortunately did pass this week. And there's been a lot. There have been tribute videos. There have been the funeral service. Actually, I think it was actually last week, but the news was held off for a few days to confirm everything, and then multiple people were informed, and the news went out, and everyone started to learn about it. So yeah, like many of you, I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of people talking about Pete, Greg, Yana, Halina, Rick, the Shills, Dick, and all the rest of the Shills team. It's been a very hard loss for a lot of people, most especially though for Greg, Yana, Halina, and of course the family and brothers in arms of Pete as well. So yeah, today I'm still of course going to keep the fundraisers for our channel available, because I mean the war continues, and many units, including Project Constantine, still need funding and assistance to do the work that they do. But today, I want to put more of a focus on Project Constantine, on the work that Pete did, on where you can go to assist Project Constantine, and those who are grieving at this time as well, from Project Constantine. So let me go ahead and put that in the description right now. I've got the link. All right, let's see here. gonna put it right at the top before the other stuff. I'm going to include 2 links. One is going to be for the most recent initiative that... Here we go. The most recent initiative that Project Constantine was working on, Project 22, also known as Project Tatiana, which has done very well. Had more than 2,000 donations. I donated to it as well. And now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Project 22 or Project Tatiana is named after another Project Constantine co-founder. Pete was a co-founder. And then another vital member of the team who also helped to start Project Constantine. Her name was Tatiana, also known as Tanya. And she unfortunately passed, I want to say, 10 months or so ago. And so in the span of less than 1 year, Project Constantine has unfortunately lost 2 very dear members of their community who helped to start the whole initiative on the ground in Ukraine. I will be including a link to Project Tatiana because I want people to remember. And Project Tatiana is named that way because Pete wanted it to be named that way. Campaign 22 as well as Project Tatiana, co-named with both titles, so that we can remember both of those brave people. Now, there's the general donation on the Project Constantine website as well, but this one is coming along nicely. It's a very important one, a very ambitious fundraising campaign that Pete and Yana and Halina all were working on together, that is still being worked on. So I'll be including that right now. One sec. The other link that I'm putting in the description is to Greg Terry's website for donations. He has been receiving donations and then giving them to assist with the funeral costs for Pete's funeral. So I believe that the funeral cost has been covered already. I could be wrong, but I believe so. And I think it's somewhere around 17 or 20,000, I believe, was the last estimate for how much had been received specifically for handling Pete's affairs. But anything extra that is not needed for the funeral will go to Mama Rose, Pete's mother, who went to Ukraine to be with him while he was serving, and his daughter, who actually Pete received, her blessing basically to be able to go and do what he did in Ukraine. So I believe part of it would go to Mama Rose and part of it would go to a scholarship, I believe, for Pete's daughter. From what Greg had told me in the last stream that we were on together. So please check out both links, and if you would like to, please donate something for Pete's family. Oh, that is too large for me to do all at once. Hold on. There's the first link in chat. Here's the second link. Also in chat. And I will pin the one. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pin the message that is for Greg's donation site. Just remember to specify that it's for Pete's funeral or his family when you donate. And the other one is in the description. So yeah. Anyway, today's stream, we will discuss a few news articles, but specifically I'm wanting to focus a little on Pete, on his life, his things that he's done. There's been a lot of talk streams from Greg, Yana, from Rick. Halina put a video up that was very hard to watch. She was very emotional. She made the initial announcement when the news was made public, or when everyone was aware of it. So I'd like to go over a few of these videos just to honor Pete's memory. I'm planning to do, I want to do a more dedicated stream, see if I could get on to a stream with, we're all very busy. I know for a fact that the PK team has been very busy with handling stuff now. And Greg, of course, as well. But I'm going to see if anyone would be available. And I had got permission from the Project Constantine team to put a video together honoring Pete's memory. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm just dropping a dime on some more robust video editing software so I can put something together. And I want it to be something that's basically like a compilation or a cut of multiple speeches, interviews, statements, appeals to individuals, to the salt of the earth people, to governments that Pete has made in the past, getting it all figured out. In any case, for this stream, really, I'm just wanting to go over a couple of sections of videos and other short clips that had Pete in them. So yeah, let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna switch over to a window and see if the audio is playing correctly for you guys. Now there's a lot of videos currently, but this one I felt was a good one to start with. This is funeral procession that at the church in Ukraine, when they were doing the memorial service in the church for Pete, I believe at a Catholic church, if I'm not mistaken, there in Kiev. And let's go ahead and just make sure that the audio is working correctly. I'm going to press play right quick. Let me know. Give me a plus in chat if you guys are able to hear it. Scratch that. You wouldn't be able to hear it because I had muted the window capture. 1 second. Oh, or maybe it will be, but I have to change my audio source. 1 second. Rather annoying. Let's go from chat to stream. Okay. Now I'm going to test it. Tell me if you guys are able to hear it. It looks like it's not going through. Is there no audio on your guys' side? Or is there yes audio? Negative? Okay. All right. Hold on. We're going to get this figured out right now. Okay, now we're going to try this again. And let me turn it down because I don't want it to blow you guys' eardrums out if it's too loud.
So we have Zhenya, Galina. This is the Bishop of Kiev.
Now, this video. Oh, actually, I'll put it in the chat for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's on the Greg Terry Experience YouTube channel. And it is an hour and a half. It is the full service at the church. So for anyone who hasn't seen it already and would like to see the whole thing, I'll put that in the chat for you. It does go on for a while. It is, of course, the entire service. So for the sake of brevity for the stream, I'm just going to skip to a few other portions that I'd like to see here toward the end, when everyone is kind of gathering and talking a little bit. after the service. But yeah, definitely go check it out after the stream. It was a beautiful service. All right. Now then, let me fast forward this. I'd like to get a few portions here in the middle. So we'll start from here after Greg finished speaking at the podium.
Eternal in heaven, the word of the Lord.
All right. Yeah, just wanted to catch a bit of that there before they finish the song and go back into more of the sermons. Let me move this to because there are also additional videos that I'd like for us to see aside from the funeral service. So I'll go ahead and move this forward toward the end as they're leaving. As you can see, the bishop was there, offered the blessing, and then the casket, along with the memorial picture, were brought out and loaded into the vehicle. So we'll start it from here at the steps.
Лево-право, руч. Ком, все, лево руч.
Дякую. Дякую. Бажаю здоров'я, хлопці. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not going there because we understood the ashes will go to England.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
And the priest in England will do the final.
Rick and Andrew were both here, and I really appreciate, all of us really appreciate them being there. I believe there's a video on Rick's channel as well, but wanted to note that.
Final.
Yes. Would you like to say something to Morrows, please? Thank you. In London. Thank you. Thank you. So the bishop here, guys, is going to go to London and personally meet. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. Thank you for everything from the family of Peter. We love you. Thank you. It was beautiful. Thank you.
З прапорами стійте на місці. Єдине зараз зачекаю.
So the priest, the bishop, will actually go August the 2nd to London, and he will personally greet and spend time with the Fouché family. I'm just going to continue streaming now because now it will change, or maybe I'll stop it and start again. I don't know. We'll see, but it'll adjust now because we have completed everything to this point. Now we will proceed to the crematorium, but this is for a smaller group, for family and the close. At that point, you can see the guys going behind me here. At that point, we will give oversight for the family to the cremation of Peter. And I can tell you now that Peter's ashes will be divided into 3 portions. One portion next Saturday I will personally deliver to Paul and Sally in Warsaw, Poland. One portion of his ashes will be spread here on Hero Hill in Kyiv. And the third portion of his ashes we will take to Donetsk, and we will spread on the ground in that region that Peter loved very, very much. So that is the plan. Before I jump in here.
So we'll stop the video here. The remainder is before either the signal cuts out or the battery died on the device, is Greg kind of sharing his thoughts, talking a bit about Pete, talking about heading to the crematorium with the rest of the family. And yeah, so again, if you haven't seen the full video, please definitely go check it out. It was a beautiful service, and I strongly appreciate Greg putting it together, because Pete, as many of you know, he had a certain energy about him. He was one of... I strongly appreciate everyone in the pro-Ukraine community who does everything in their power to appeal for Ukraine, and Pete did so in many ways, louder and more... with more vigor than anyone else that I know. So, thank you again, Greg. All right. Oh, and the portion right here where he said that 1/3 would be going to Donetsk. Greg had mentioned before that in a stream we were on together, that it will be going to area under control of the Ukrainian military, close to where Pete fell in combat. And it will be there. It'll be close to where that event transpired, that those ashes will be spread. So if anyone can make that happen, I know Greg can, and the rest of his guys he's connected with. So yeah, again, thank you, Greg. All right, now let's continue on. Yeah, I'm not certain, because I'm not privy to how the funeral... Sorry, I'm looking at some comments here in the chat. I'm not privy to exactly how that was set up, Keith, but yeah, they made it happen, work. All right, let's see. I see a few questions. Let me see. From Stretch, is there any kind of official honor or medals Pete and his family will get? I know he probably won't get Hero of Ukraine, but will he? A Hero of Ukraine, but will he get any other honors? That's a good question. Beyond the military funeral, and if I'm not mistaken, another honor that is related to this is that I can't remember exactly who it was, but it might have been one of the senior commanding officers in the area in Donetsk where Pete passed. Any number of other officials could have taken part in overseeing the process of the funeral, but I do believe, if I recall correctly, Greg mentioning that out of respect, a particularly senior official made sure to be present. As far as like a medal or something else that would be for his family to keep posthumously, that I'm not aware of. I would have to ask Greg. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Oh, okay. Blonde Bombsheller's telling me no need to read something that she commented, but oh, I see. Probably in the QA section. Here we go. Yeah, no, and actually that is something I want to do. I want to be reading out some of these messages that everyone has for Pete. So the QA section is both for questions today and for any comments or well wishes for Pete, Project Constantine, or Pete's family. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so let me pin this or select. Oh, I can both pin and select a question. And yeah, you called me salt of the earth, my kids, all of us, but in truth it was you. It was always you. You brought out the best in us with your love. Bye for now, dear Pete. Peace and love, just like we said. And yeah, very beautiful. Thank you, Blonde Bombsheller. I hope it was okay for me to read that because you said whichever I preferred. But yeah, very beautiful sentiment. Thank you. All right, so next we're going to move to another video. Let me go ahead and get that ready. One sec. So we're going back to the screen for one moment. And the videos might be a little cropped with the way I have this displaying in the software. If so, my apologies. We'll figure that out if it becomes an issue. On that first video, it wasn't really. It was so vertically oriented, so tall that it wasn't something that was very noticeable. Okay, so for additional videos, here's what I'm wanting to do. On the Project Constantine channel. Okay, how do I want to set this up? Okay, we're going to play a quick video. And then we're just from when it was announced about Pete's passing. I'm going to play the whole... I'll go ahead and play the full video. It's a little less than 3 minutes, but it's important because it's from the moment it was announced, and I want anyone who hasn't seen it to just be aware of, yeah, how much Pete has had an impact on people, as have many others. Also, I want to emphasize that we're all here for Pete, but also please keep in mind that also many soldiers, many tears, many people have been affected throughout this war. So yeah, I think Pete would want that to be said out loud and emphasized. All right, so one moment while I get the video set up, and then we'll do, I'm going to try to go through a few more shorts to celebrate Pete's life. This is from the Project Constantine channel. When Halina made the announcement, when it was made known to her and Yana and the rest of the team about Pete's passing. It's an important video. I'd like you all to, anyone who hasn't seen it, to just see it, to know the impact that Pete had on people's lives. Thank you. Oh, and before I do that, let me put the link for the previous video into the chat, like I said I would. Okay, there we go. It's in the chat and in the description. Now let me open this. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit because it's cropping at the top. Hold on. Okay. Seems like okay, it's going to partially be cropping at the top, just that little tiny bit you see, but the rest will all be visible. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video. I'm seeing a comment about a post that was made. I am not aware of this, but I'll look into it. Thank you for the information. Because I know that unity and standing behind those who are defending Ukraine is very important right now. So we should try to avoid misunderstandings or conflicts within the pro-Ukraine community. Fundraisers, soldiers, drone makers, whoever it might be along the logistics and the fighting chain. So I'll look into that. Thank you for the information.
Partisans and family brigade. Some of you remember this day when Peter sit here and said that Tanya became an angel. And I need to say today that we have next angel. Previous Thursday, Peter was in front and he was hard injured very fast. He was died. He lived like a hero and died like a hero in battlefield in combat against the Russian. Today I came to Kramatorsk to see him and understand is it possible, and in this time his body was arrived to Kiev. And Greg, Terry and Zhenya helps us to arrange documentally and physically process. I wish to hug every one of you and to say that we can go through this together. I love you guys and Pete loves you still. He was so ready because he said me after every time before front, he said, I'm ready. If God wants me there, I'm ready. But I know nobody of us, we are not ready. We have just to accept this fact. I love you and I wish to keep project in Pete's memory, in Pete's honor, to do the best. He gets this promise from me, from Yana, from many friends, that we will not stop, because he will not stop. Protect us from the sky.
I tried to pause it before a bunch of the unrelated video pop-ups would come up, but didn't catch it in time. Yeah, and I know that is a hard video to watch. Actually, many of us, I believe myself included, did not know this, mostly because it wasn't public knowledge until Greg and Yana had both mentioned it very recently in videos discussing and honoring Pete's memory, that Halina and Pete were engaged, which a lot of people have been, have gone through a lot, have been devastated by this news, but most especially for Greg and Halina, and of course the rest of the family. It's been hard, harder than I think they mention on camera. They're all really good people, and Halina continuing with Project Constantine in Pete's memory, I respect that a lot. Oh, and also let me make sure I still have the donation link for Project Constantine highlighted. 1 second, everybody. Yeah. So please, yeah, I do still have it highlighted, it looks like. Yeah, please be sure to go show them support. All right. So now I'd like to focus on a few more videos regarding Pete. We're getting close to an hour in, but I want to do a few shorts, watch a few with you guys. And this is kind of the idea of what I'm planning to do for the compilation video. I'm wanting to put together several different clips and from videos and the short videos that Pete would put up on the Project Constantine channel when he had time, when he wasn't working, when he wasn't at the front. Or sometimes even when he was at the front, as long as he had clearance to do so, and it wasn't going to affect OPSEC in any way. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and pull up a couple of videos to maybe a bit happier. Let's do a happier video, a little more upbeat, that Pete had posted. Well, actually, I think Pete had recorded it. Honestly, either Yana or Halina probably posted it, because Pete was not the greatest with technology. But regardless, Pete recorded them. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, next. All right. Let's move on to the next videos. And I know that there's drama going on. I just saw the post in question and I am not happy about it, just like the rest of you. But also, I have no idea what's going on there. I'm going to look into it later and not be reactive right now in the moment. Right now is about honoring Pete and paying tribute to his memory. So that's what I'm going to do right now on this stream. But yeah, thank you for bringing it to my attention, and I'll look into that later. For now, I will politely ask anyone who's wanting to be here on the stream, let's try to focus on Pete's memory. But it is important to be aware of that stuff, so thank you for bringing it to all of our attention. All right, I'm going to pull up the clips now. All right. So here's the first one. And since these are shorts, I guess I don't have an option to make them full screen. So we're just going to kind of scroll through them one by one. All right, here's the first one. And this one is Frontline Family Argument featuring Pete, his mom, Blackie, and Lucy. And I hope this one isn't too loud. Don't think it is with the current sound settings. Let's see. Yeah. So I really like this little clip because it's a nice human moment in the middle of everything that's happening, and I thought it was really nice to see. I liked that Pete and the rest of PK uploaded this. All right. Now let's go to the next one. Now, in response, and I don't know, maybe someone's account got hacked. I don't know, but in response to the post or comment that everyone was talking about just a few moments ago in chat, I want to bring to attention this clip.
After action satisfaction review. We love working with Greg Terry Experience and Zhenya. We love being able to speak crystal clear. Whenever there's a casualty, we can retrieve. And we can have crystal clear comms because of you beautiful people. Thank you for donating to Greg Terry Experience. Thank you for donating to Project Constantine, for the radios, the clips, the batteries, the aerials. Thank you everything. Thank you for everything. God bless you guys. Slava Ukraini. God bless you.
Heroyam Slava. And that is my response regarding that. Greg Terry has a well-deserved, well-earned reputation. He does amazing work. I don't always agree outside of the topic of Ukraine, maybe with every other view that Greg has. He and I, I'm sure, have very different religious and political views, for example. But I respect Greg. Greg is the kind of person who, even if we have differences, we can see eye to eye and we can come together on the things that we have common ground on. He's a man I have a lot of respect for. A lot. So, yeah. And as you can all see, of course, Pete did as well. All right. So I haven't seen the rest of these shorts, so let me do this real fast. I'm going to switch to this screen real fast, take a look at a few more shorts. Okay, and all of these shorts seem pretty related, so let me pop this back on. This one is a thank you to React Aid. This one was from Halina. So Halina specifically, but we'll watch it right quick. And when this was delivered from React Aid, I will also extend a thank you to React Aid for supporting Project Constantine when this was recorded.
I'm grateful to React Aid for these medical supplies for ZSU, from me as a Ukrainian girl, and from Project Constantine. Thank you guys.
Slava Ukraini.
I'm very grateful.
Yep, and that sounds like it was Pete recording. All right, let's go to the next one.
So this is a shout out for Dave from Direct Aid. Hello, Dave. I went to Dave and asked if he could help out with some medical supplies, tourniquets, chest seals, Israelis, and he came through for us. He sent us a trauma bag, a box full of supplies, tourniquets, chest seals, decompression needles, jerry cans for the military. So Dave, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you very much for this. It's very muchly needed for the soldiers right now and the medics. So from me and Project Constantine and the medical team and the soldiers, we thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
So this is a shout out for Dave from
And thank you to Dave as well regarding those supplies when they were delivered. Also, I mentioned it earlier, but in the video that played a few minutes ago where Halina was making the announcement, she had also mentioned Tatiana. Just again, she was a great person, and definitely honor her memory as well. So, we remember you both, Pete and Tanya, and all others from Project Constantine and from Ukraine and the other units, battalions, regiments, volunteer organizations who have been affected or lost their lives during this horrific conflict. Thank you to everyone. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Dearest brothers and sisters of Ukraine, defenders of Ukraine, we're all defenders. We're all in this together. They are bulletproof vehicles. They can withstand sniper rounds. They can withstand shrapnel from mortars. They can withstand shrapnel from bazookas, RPGs. They can withstand a lot. The Kevlar body at the back, where the casualty and the medic are in, is thick Kevlar that can withstand an elephant gun rifle. The bulletproof glass in the front can withstand large caliber sniper rounds. The doors can withstand the same. They are not infallible to drone attack. Kamikaze drones are evil little buggers. They can destroy most things. But if one lands close by, or if it's a glancing blow, we'll survive. They'll do so much more than our 1mm thick door panels of our cars that we currently have. Thank you for supporting us. Dearest brothers and sisters of Ukraine.
Yeah. And all those vehicles, all that equipment, it really does make a difference. And yeah, everyone who's still on the delivering things on the ground, helping with Project Constantine, yeah, it still will make a difference for them as they continue their work. So thank you to everybody. Oh, I noticed that this is, let me increase this again. There we go. So now it's really full screen. We'll watch a few more shorts. I still am compiling several of these together for the compilation video. But yeah, we'll watch a few more and then we'll move to an article. And then from there, we'll go ahead and close up the stream for today. When I've got an update on an additional stream that's more either the compilation video or a stream, I don't, with Greg or Yana or Rick or yeah, with Dick, then I'll let you guys know. But yeah, let's continue.
Fuck that. Buddy, I went outside a few minutes ago just before these soldiers arrived here to come ask for some small supplies. And this is what went off. This is what I was diving for cover from. A rocket filled with these little bastards. There's another one. Pops has just picked up. And this is who we protect. We protect Ukrainian soldiers. Well, we don't protect them. We help patch them up from evils such as this. please support Ukraine. God bless you.
That's an example right there of the reality of this war. The way that Pete captured it, like many others, the way that Pete captured it, because he was there and did everything that he could to make sure that people were, it was brought to people's attention that they were made fully aware of the realities of this war and the war crimes that the Russians are committing. The kinds of weapons that they use in their bombardments of various different types. All right.
Dear friends of Ukraine, my name is Peter. I'm the director of Project Constantine, Frontline, vehicle repair service. We connect mechanics with our broken down vehicles. That's all we do. That's all we do. If you have a vehicle that's broken down in Donetsk, call us. We know everything that can go wrong with cars, and we know where all the mechanics are. At your service. Slava Mechanics. Dear friends.
Yep. That would have been an interesting change for it to just to be Project Mechanics across Donetsk. But yeah, vehicle breakdowns were a big thing. And of course still are across the front line. And I know that Pete would share his thoughts about that pretty frequently.
Dearest friends of Ukraine, we recently took on a new brigade as our customer. So we've gotten busier, but we also see now what their needs are. Their needs are vehicles, tablets, generators, and Starlinks. This is an urgent need. Let me tell you why. The radio repeaters attached to the trees get destroyed by incoming fire. The radio networks go down. Everybody runs to a local bunker and says, hello, do you have a Starlink? And they connect to the Starlink. Then they pull out the tablet and they give the coordinates. Tablets are the way that where they load their maps onto. So we need tablets, generators, Starlinks, and vehicles. These are big ticket items, but we are focusing on equipment that affects large groups of soldiers. One donation will affect a large group of soldiers. You guys know what I mean. Thank you to our donors. Thank you for keeping us going. Thank you for keeping the wheels of evacuation moving. God bless you. Slava Ukraini. Dearest friends of Ukraine.
Heroyam Slava, Pete. All right, so there are a lot more shorts, and I definitely invite you to go check out the Project Constantine channel. A lot of them Pete recorded. So yeah, if you haven't already, definitely go check that out. All right, now we're going to go over to an article right quick. A very specific article that I want to cover. All right, now then, let's see. How am I going to set this up? I'll do it like... Oh. Like this, I guess. Okay. Let me pull up the article. Oh, and also let me do one thing before we move on to this article on the stream. I need to get something while it's still available. 1 second. Okay. Thank you for the patience, everyone. We're going to move on to the article now. Let me get this pulled up. Put it into the proper reading mode. Oh. Do I need to put it into reading mode? Let's see. Well, I still have the... Oh, it got rid of the image that I actually did want to show. Never mind, we're going to do this one without reading mode, because I don't think that I'm going to... I don't think it'll be an issue. Alright. Let's set this up. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I also am looking into that. Thank you for being here to honor Pete's memory and stick up for Pete as well as those who were and still are good friends, well trusted by Pete. Thank you. All right, now then. Okay, there we go. Let me take off the progress bar right quick. And I'm also going to take off the buy me a coffee stuff for 1 sec. All right, now then. So, Ukrainian drone triggers warehouse explosions in Russia as a war of attrition grinds on. Let me put this into the chat, the article. And I'll put it into the description as well. And the reason I want to go over this article specifically is because Greg and yeah, this is from the funeral procession, part of it. Greg and Halina there, as you can see from the caption, partner of British combat medic volunteer Peter Fuchs, who was killed on June 27th during his work in East Ukraine, mourns during the funeral ceremony on the city's main square in Kyiv, Ukraine, Saturday, July 6, 2024. Peter was founder of a charity organization which provides vehicles, drones, and other needs to Ukrainian servicemen. Credit to AP photo Alex Babenko. Article by Samia Kulab. Back today, I guess, yeah, July 7th. Kyiv, Ukraine. A village in a border region of western Russia was evacuated Sunday following a series of explosions after debris from a downed Ukrainian drone set fire to a nearby warehouse, local officials said. Social media footage appeared to show rising clouds of black smoke in the Voronezh region, while loud explosions could be heard in succession. This is very small and compact. Let me switch this to reading mode now that we've seen the image that I wanted you to see, so we can read this more easily. There we go. Governor Alexander Gusev said that falling wreckage triggered the detonation of explosive objects. No casualties were reported, but residents of a nearby village in Podgorensky district were evacuated. He said roads were also closed with emergency services, military and government officials working at the scene. A Ukrainian security official told the Associated Press that a strike had been carried out on a warehouse storing ammunition in the village of Serhivka in the Voronezh region. The enemy stored surface-to-surface and surface-to-air missiles, shells for tanks and artillery, and boxes of cartridges for firearms, said the official, who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to give the information to the media. It is from this warehouse that the occupiers supply ammunition to their troops in Ukraine. The official also said that Ukraine's state security service was behind a drone attack on an oil depot in Russia's Krasnodar region the previous day. Russian emergency services had reported that falling drone debris had started a fire at the site, which was successfully extinguished Sunday morning. Russia's Ministry of Defense did not address either strike in their morning briefing, but said that air defense systems had destroyed a Ukrainian drone over the Belgorod region. The strikes come after a Ukrainian military spokesperson told AP on Thursday that Kyiv's troops had retreated from a neighborhood on the outskirts of Chasiv Yar, a strategically important town in Ukraine's Donetsk region that has been reduced to rubble under a month-long Russian assault. Russian forces have for months tried to grind out gains in Ukraine's industrial east in an apparent attempt to lock its defenders into a war of attrition. In a joint investigation published Friday, independent Russian news outlets Meduza and Mediazona reported that Moscow's forces were losing between 200 and 250 soldiers in Ukraine each day. That's on the low side, guys. Remember that that could be accurate for fatalities on average, but for casualties beyond just fatalities, it's usually higher than that. Double or triple that at least for casualties. For fatalities, yeah, I could see it going anywhere from 200 to 600, depending on how heavy the fighting is a particular day and a particular across the front line. Military analysts say Chasiv Yar's fall could also compromise critical Ukrainian supply routes and put nearby cities in jeopardy, bringing Russia closer to its stated aim of seizing the entire Donetsk region. Russian strikes have also heavily targeted Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Officials in Kyiv said Saturday that the city had restored 2/3 of its power generation capacity after recent Russian missile attacks destroyed key power plants. Colossal work has been carried out, said Deputy Head of the Kyiv City Administration Petro Panteliv. The city's energy facilities, which were built mainly in the Soviet period, are being modernized and become much more efficient. Now, the reason I'm covering this, of course, is the image at the beginning from the funeral for Pete. But this is the region that Pete was helping to fight to defend. And yeah, defending, I know for a long time now, actually, the situation at Chasiv Yar has not been optimal. And I think that Greg, not trying to be pessimistic, just trying to be a realist, just keeping it real with everyone, and a few others, like at least a month or so back, were basically saying, yes, it's a war of attrition, but it's not looking good, and a tactical retreat from Chasiv Yar would be horrible. But even worse than that would be losing good men or losing people fighting in Chasiv Yar when the cost to benefit analysis does not favor Ukraine. So it is a strategically crucial city for Ukraine to maintain their foothold in the Donetsk region, and that's something. Let us hope that more weapons, more reinforcements, more troops, more passionate troops, additional troops who strongly wish to defend Ukraine can make it there to assist the situation, because Chasiv Yar is important. If you see it on a map, if you see how it works as a lifeline for other towns in the region, as mentioned in the article, it wouldn't be good if Chasiv Yar fell. And I really want to I'm really hoping that the lines hold and Ukraine can even perhaps push the Russians back even more, because I would really want, wherever the ashes are spread of Pete in Donetsk, to remain under Ukrainian control and never come under occupation of the orcs. Yeah. So please, show these videos to everyone you know. Show them to people who don't know anything about Ukraine. Show them a picture of you know, a friend, a partner, a fellow member of Project Constantine, and how it affected her fiance, how it affected her when Pete fell. Show them Pete's videos, the human side of it all, that makes it very clear that defending Ukraine is crucial. There's a very human element to every war, but this war especially, most especially with what the Russians are doing once they occupy a territory. It's barbaric, and fighting back against it, Pete knew that had to be done. He was a good man, and he did exactly that to the best of his ability. All right. So, again, I've put the article into chat, so anyone who wants to can go and read the remainder of it. But I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. All right. Next. We're about an hour and a half into the stream. And yeah, I've been thinking of the best way to do this, to set up this stream and to be able to honor Pete's memory and do something to assist. I'm going to be reaching out to Greg in order to make a donation specifically for Pete. And I invite anyone else here to join me in doing so. Whether you can give 5, 50, 500, 5,000, whatever it might be. Whatever you are able to do within your financial means, I invite you to join me in doing so. Because I will be. I'll be giving what I can, and I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire. So if I did, I would give tens of thousands, but I don't have that. So yeah, whether it's tens or hundreds or even a couple of grand, if you're so inclined, I invite you all to join me. All right. So I think for now, until I have a plan for the next stream or for the compilation video, we're going to go ahead and end this for right now. In the meantime, though, actually, let me do two things. One, let me check, see if we have any questions or comments. Nope, no others have come in. We did have a question last time, and I am so sorry. I do not remember who it was who asked. But in the last stream, there was a question that I forgot to answer before ending the stream. The question was if I thought that Israel would be able to provide more air defense systems to Ukraine anytime soon. And if I'm being completely candid, I wish the answer were yes, but I do believe it is no, unfortunately not. And the reason for that is not just because of the war in Gaza that everyone's been aware of and kind of been able to see that it has affected a little bit the international stage in terms of support for multiple things, including the coinciding conflict occurring in Ukraine at the exact same time. It's because of the situation with Hezbollah in Lebanon. And for anyone unfamiliar, that is probably the most well-armed, currently the most well-armed non-state actor terrorist organization military that claims to be a representative, but they are actually part of the established Lebanese government, but they are labeled an extremist and terrorist organization, and they are not trusted or liked by many of the other political groups and the formal military in Lebanon. They are trained by and have an ideology and a means of attempting to stir revolutions, Islamic revolutions specifically, that has been heavily influenced and guided by the Iranian government, the Iranian Ayatollah, the same way that they went about forming their their guard, their internal guard that eventually became more powerful and overcame the Iranian military of the Shah. So my point is that I could keep going. I'm going to go off on a tangent. My point is that it's not just war with Hezbollah, though. There's also the possibility of war breaking out in the region over the area of Cyprus, because Hezbollah has claimed that they may seek to attack or draw Cyprus into any war that occurs in that area. And if that happens, it would absolutely bring both Greece and Turkey into it and create chaos in the region that is much more so than what we have seen and heard so far on social media regarding the Gaza humanitarian disaster and the war in Gaza. So, yeah, long story short, I think they're going to need their missile defense systems. I think Israel, unfortunately, has a lot on their plate. And giving missile defense to Ukraine, though it would be welcome, could actually trigger one of the groups opposed to Israel stirring up more war in the region as a tit-for-tat response. Those that are affiliated with Iran, like Hezbollah, I mean. So, yeah, we shall see. Hopefully, but I'm not holding my breath. Now, with questions out of the way, I just want to say thank you to everyone who was able to be here today to honor Pete's memory. Please keep an eye out. Oh, actually, no. You know what? Hold on. Before we end this stream, maybe you guys can help me with something. Yeah, just in chat right now, anyone who maybe has some video editing experience, I'm reaching out to a few friends because I'm making this video myself. I already have software that I use, but I mean, for a little while I was just using the basic editor built in with Canva, but I also am using Movavi, which is a good software, but pretty standard, pretty straightforward stuff. If anyone has any recommendations for good quality video editing software that I should do some research on, let me know in chat right quick before we close the stream. And I'll give you guys a minute if anyone does know of any, so you can type that out. And while you're doing that, yeah, you know what? We'll watch a handful more shorts on the Project Constantine channel. And then we're going to end the stream, everybody. Thank you for being here. All right, let's go take a look.
Groete Suid-Afrika. Dankie vir julle woorde van support gister. Ek kan julle name nou nie onthou nie, maar ek wil net sê, die enigste ding wat noodsaaklik is vir evil die wêreld te oorkom, is vir goeie mense om boggerel te doen nie. Hiernatoe wil ek dankie vir julle almal sê, vir julle support en vir julle woorde van inspirasie vir my. Dankie. Hierdie bakpak is vol medisyne. Hy kom van Kanada af.
Hierdie scope kom van Britannia af. Hierdie pistol grip, Suid-Afrika. Ja, arms core, we'll speak about that again. Dankie julle ouens. Hier kom die bokke, bro. Tesame met die Ukrainski na die perselinie. Fok hy naiers. Groet.
That clip I really appreciate because, as you can see from the South African flag in the bottom, Pete was speaking Afrikaans, which is one of the languages of South Africa, derived from Dutch. So yeah. And there's a few interviews I've seen of him speaking in both English and Afrikaans. So yeah, very good to see. Very, very good to see. All right.
You can see all the shrapnel wounds on all the trees everywhere. Craters all around us. That's our crater, and that's our bunker.
Gonna like this, but I'm gonna look for some more videos with Pete specifically. This is an unpacking video for supplies, humanitarian supplies sent from London, it looks like.
Driving along down this valley here, it's impossible to zoom while driving. Every single house you see here is destroyed. Every single last one of them. Driving along down this valley here, it's impossible to zoom.
Oh, Bella's asking if everyone saw Chunga's tribute to Pete. It was absolutely beautiful and heart-wrenching. Yes, and also there was a short compilation, I guess you could say, of different times when Pete had been interviewed or was speaking, done by, oh shoot, hold on. That was done by, I want to say, the American journalist in Ukraine, Joe Lindsay. I haven't had a chance to meet him, but I follow his content. Let me double check that. Yeah, Joe Linsley. And you know what? Let me go ahead and... I don't know if Joe, because he's a journalist, I don't know if I can just watch his videos on here without an issue. I mostly have been going over the stuff on Greg's channel and Project Constantine's channel because I'm 99% certain, 99.9% certain there's no issue with me doing so. Neither of their channels would have an issue with that. But what I will do is let me get this link. and I'll put it into the chat so you
before
can
front, he said,
all go take a look at that and get an idea of it. When I asked the Project Constantine team, I'm not sure who, because I think Joe mentions that he got this from someone else who had made it, but I don't know who it was. That there wasn't certainty of who on the team might have made this short compilation. Might have been Joe himself, but I don't believe so, because I think he says in his video he got it from someone who knew Pete, who wanted to put it together. Let me put it into the chat for you right now. Oh yeah, Bell follows Joe also. Yeah, he does good work. Yeah, good content. It is very good content. Yeah. All right, I'll put that in the description too. And I don't see any comments about good video editing software, which totally fine, because I completely understand. And that's something I've got a few good things already I can use, but I just figured I'd ask. All right, guys. Well, with that then, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for showing support to Pete and the rest of the community during this time. With regards to... Oh, hold on. Let me turn this back on. With regards to our fundraiser for the 110th Mechanized Brigade, we will still continue onward with that. So, yeah, I didn't really emphasize it or focus on it right now during this stream, because I wanted this to be more focused on Pete and Project Constantine. If you're going to make a donation, please go make one to them during these times. But if you do still want to make a donation to the 110th, the links are the same as they always are with Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, and Monobank all in the description. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about Pete and his family and Project Constantine. And all of you, have a good day. Slava Ukraini.